Hey YouTube, yes I know I did a video of this the other day, but I'm going to leave it, I'll put it out a wee bit later. So this is I finished it, this is Ronnie's, it needs to have a name. It's a Squire Bullet strat, but I've fitted these pickups, which he just complained because in the last video I said he spent quite a lot of money on it. And to be honest, 25 quid each probably isn't actually that much, but I'm a miserable bastard. I realised, oh damn, I just said bastard, and damn, before the 30 seconds up, okay, demonetised, there we go. Yes, so, issues I had with it before, Squire Bullet Strat comes with an A250 pot, an alpha pot. I question this, I don't know, to tell what year this is? 2012, so okay, it was 12 years ago, but it's really pish. I mean, how much money can it really save using, I know alpha pots are a little bit cheaper, but how much more money can it cost to get a beta pot? I mean, can it cost more than, like in the large scheme of things, maybe 5 pence, 5 cents or whatever more to put a proper volume control in, rather than one, but the alpha pots, because that's what the tone controls are. Alphas are, the A250s are good for the tone controls, but on a volume control, it means you get full volume and you turn it down to 7 and it's off. So it's like I like my volume control to be when it's at about half. The volume's about half. Maybe not as good for the Yinghui Malmsteen volume swells. Oh, I need to sort that. It's a wee bit wobbly. Is that still working? Yeah, so just checking it. So as I had before, I changed the volume pot because I wasn't because it was wrong. And to be honest, I never looked. 'Cause I just thought, oh, it's a Squire. They know what they're doing. I'll use the volume pot and the tone pot that was already in it. The other thing was I was going to fit a Gilmore switch, so I was looking at it and there was an annoying wee hole here where the volume control's meant to be, because this pickup's a bit big, so it kind of encroached on where the volume control was. It's the same you can kind of get away with in a P90. If you put a P90 in the bridge, you can sort of extend the hole a little bit and then just manage to get the volume knob in. So I was looking at it and it was like, he's got another guitar that's actually the same colour as this. It's a similar kind of deal, but not with these pickups. And he's gone, oh, he loves the Gilmore switch, and I was, I messaged him after I've talked to him, I was like, yeah, which pickup is it the Gilmore switch is on? And as soon as I started talking about it, you could see this happens to be, to be fair, I must not be that boring the rest of the time. I don't really notice people physically just going blank when I'm talking to them normally. But when I'm talking about wiring, and it's just simple, I can just see there's an expression I get, and that's when I know to stop. It's like pure, yeah, no, it's just a cost, but it just does this, and you can see people going, as they just go distant, they kind of go back inside their own head, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like, I want to know, I think that this is cool, I want to know what you're talking about, but are you speaking German or so? I don't know what you're talking. I'm completely lost, and you just completely lose. You get that blank look. Sorry. So I don't ever, when I do talk about these videos, when I talk about the wiring stuff in videos, I don't get to see the person I'm talking to, but it's very difficult to explain it to anybody. And I'm talking about anybody, people who build guitars, people who've played guitars for years and are right into them, and I start talking about wiring, and you can see them going, oh yeah, no, of course, but there's up here, yeah, what you do is you do this, and you can see them just go, oh, yeah, and then they're just saying yes to everything, and they're trying. You get that look. I used to get it a little bit when I was talking to Jesse Ray. When you don't, but for him it was because I couldn't understand what he'd said. So he's wearing you couldn't see his face because he was wearing a mask all the time, and he's got a crazy Galashiels southern Scottish accent. So yeah, I can, and it's like, but because you can't see his face, it makes it harder. So you kind of, it's the same thing happens, when you're at gigs or at a pub or something like that, and it's loud, and you're kind of saying, aye, yeah, totally, yeah, and they're having a conversation, you can't hear what they're talking about, and then you say yes to something, and they look at it, and then that's when they realise that it wasn't a yes/no question. Just because you can't hear them. So I get that. So I'm not going to ruin it for Ronnie, but it's basically got a Gilmore switch, and I was looking at a toggle or something, or a push button. I tried to find I was thinking of a latching push switch, because there's a wee gap there. It's not really, I couldn't put a toggle in because you'd maybe hit it. So I was just sitting there like that, and I thought, yes, that's a switch off an East Coast amp, the power switch off an East Coast amp I put in it. I put it in, and it was up here. Yep, that's it. Perfect. That's what it wanted. I showed Ronnie a picture of it, and it was a photo. So I did the switch there. I was like, I think it looks alright. He's like, fuck off. It's like, your modesty, it looks fucking amazing. Okay, cool. So here we go. I also quite like it's got a 1 on it. My thing about, if this had just been a toggle switch, you don't know whether it's on or off. Whereas this actually has a 1 because it's a power switch from an amp. Means I could handle 240 volts if you really wanted to, rather than 0.000000024 volts or whatever it is. It's in a guitar, something stupid. Does it have voltage in a guitar? I don't know how you measure it. I mean, it's like, I shouldn't really. I always tell people that up here, yeah, you can totally, like, see when a guitar's plugged in and you can take the back off and lick any of the components, you'll be totally fine, you'll never get any sort of shock. The proviso there is that your amp isn't fucked, because there is a possibility that, say, inside your amp, there's like a power lead. Maybe if the amp's been damaged, it's possible that the power lead has fallen onto the jack socket. It's not a likely thing to happen, but it's possible. The thing you always hear about people in America or back in the day, getting electrocuted on stages that was running different power supplies and they didn't have an earth and all that, different phases, which don't play through two different phases of thing. Maybe you can't really play one amp through two different phases. Yeah, so Gilmore give a wee bit of a bit of a setup as well. Didn't change the strings though. I could probably bring the strings down a little bit, or maybe a wee bit high. That's the problem I've got. See, if I've been playing, like, basically the RG, it's like I've set that up like a spaceship. It's like totally pure. So it's like I play a normal guitar and it's like pure. Oh, action's a wee bit high. It's 1.5 millimeters. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's about 1.5 to 2 is what you're meant to set it to. I've been setting it at 1.25. Just, but no point doing that. Yeah, so I'm not going to tell you what the Gilmore switch does because I think it ruined that's when Ronnie kind of went black when I was talking about it, and I was happy. No, it's just magic. It's voodoo. And he's like, all right, yeah, it's voodoo. I like that. You don't need to know what it does. Just turn it on. The bridge pickup. On. It's actually, I suppose it's not really something that you're going to want to switch very quickly, but the wee rocker switch I really like, although trying to cut a square hole in a plastic scratch plate's not, it's not the most fun. I'm sure there's probably a way of doing it rather than just sitting there with a file going. But. Now that it's kind of set up a bit like that, it definitely does sound different to a Strat. So pickups, they can make a guitar sound very different. This doesn't sound like a Strat anymore. But the idea, well, maybe not with this one, but the one I did last time, was what happens if you put these pickups on. People always rave about them, the mad old sort of vintage single coil. I mean, they'll be microphonic. They're microphonic and they buzz and all that, but they'll get so much character in them. What happens when you don't put them in like an old shitty guitar? You actually put them in a guitar that's got, like intonation and things are adjustable and you can get a decent action on it and you can play it all the way up the top of the neck, which is it's always very much a compromise when you do that. If you're trying to play one of those guitars, the ones that come with these pickups fitted to them, they're kind of Quirky is the word. Quirky as in, let's be honest, shit. But it's fun. You know, it's a kind of... tone work. Does, but it works in a funny way. Like, totally. It's amazing. Just different resonant frequencies. Four. Well, really look what I'm sponsored by Marshall today. I can see 4. So technically it says on the head there, but you can't read that. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Marshalls. One of them being a t-shirt. Still, what I want to get this. When I eventually get t-shirts, I will. I'm going to get this t-shirt, but it'll say Mad Malco Guitars, but it'll be this font. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, we went into the bars to try and. I was in with J-Packs a few weeks ago looking at t-shirts and getting it done, and Jen got one done, and pick up the t-shirts weren't good enough. I want better quality t-shirts, so I need better quality printing. I should really be using fuzz pedals with these things, but I mean the thing is, what normally happens with the guitars that come with these pickups, I'm straight onto that wee Delamo fuzz pedal, because it evens everything out, because the guitar's a bit shit and the strings aren't necessarily completely in tune and they're all different volumes and all that. A fuzz pedal kind of levels it. All of the volume control. You can turn the volume. There you go. There's the volume at 2, which is about 20% of the volume of the guitar. Yeah. So the reason I'm doing this video is because Ronnie's going to come and get the guitar back. He's going to do some thing, man. I'm going to try and sell him this. Well, sell him on the idea. So actually I have to sell him. It was only like 50p. But I was thinking he's going to scratch it. I don't think instead of Squire Turbo. But it's like, see when you start putting this Turbo badge, which I basically bought on Temu because it was funny, kind of fits, or maybe there. It's like, what's that switch doing? It's a Turbo. Look, see. I think it looks great. Don't quite have the guts to stick it on my Panda. Someone coming to the door. Anyhow, rock on. I'll catch you later.